नमस्कार। डॉक्टर राजीव रंजन जी, IAS, Chief Secretary Government of Tamil Nadu and former Secretary Department of Fisheries in the Government of India, Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Dr. J. Balaji, IAS, Joint Secretary Department of Fisheries, Government of India. Mr. Prabhas Pradhan, Chief Editor, Smart Agri Post and Aqua Post, and all the organizers of the Smart Aqua Expo India 2021, and all the dignitaries and experts and others who are present in this digital platform. I offer you my heartfelt thanks for having invited me to share my ideas with you in this great occasion. This is a very fitting program, quite essential, and this expo will enable our fish farmers, our entrepreneurs connected in this fishery sector, to be charged with enthusiasm and optimism, to revolutionize the field of fisheries and thereby leading the fishery sector to a grand success. Due to this global pandemic, World Trade Fair or exhibition is not possible, cannot be conducted. So online transaction, online expo is a must. I thank you once again for this beautiful arrangements. You are all great stalwarts who are trying to take our economy to a prestigious height. Everyday population explosion creates big challenges for human survival. Not only population explosion, but also this pandemic and many other health problems are creating problems. Poverty, unemployment, malnutrition, these are the problems we are facing today. A sizable population are suffering from malnutrition and many serious diseases, and due to poverty they cannot get remedy. So technology upgradation is highly needed for more production. But in the field of agriculture, probably we are reaching a saturation point, and the size of the earth is not going to increase. But there is a vast scope in the fisheries sector which can be explored. And India has a very peculiar and very congenial atmosphere for the growth of this sector, since on three sides we are surrounded by deep sea. And one side, the Himalaya stands as the border. Starting from Himalayas to Cape Comorin, we have different types of fishing infrastructure, fishing possibility, from cold water culture to mariculture, from brackish water culture to inland culture. So this is a very beautiful biodiversity that is given to us by God. Nature has given us this type of congenial surroundings. Now, from the beach up to 12 nautical miles, states are making laws and regulations. And from 12 nautical miles up to 200 nautical miles, Union government has the power to legislate, to regulate, to exercise control. But since there was no specific comprehensive law, sometimes foreign vessels came and explores the fishing treasury, loots it. But now government has been very strict enough to prohibit all foreign vessels for fishing operation in our sea. After 200 miles, there is international sea. But up to 200 mile, Government of India will regulate from 12 nautical mile to 200 nautical mile. This sector was probably not so visible prior to Narendra Modi's emergence as the Prime Minister of India. After Narendra Modi became Prime Minister, he launched a very ambitious program like Neeli Kranti, Blue Revolution. And for the fulfillment of Blue Revolution, our government have announced another ambitious program, a Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, in which 20,050 crores have been arranged from Government of India, state governments and beneficiary countries. And in all these programs, probably 40% subsidy is granted for individual beneficiaries belonging to general category. And for SC, ST and women, 60% subsidy is granted for almost all the projects, and this is probably the highest rate of subsidy in the whole world. A draft national fisheries policy is in the pipeline for approval of the government. The growth in this sector has been quite significant, much more than growth in other sectors. The PMSY 20,050 crores of rupees is being utilized for developing infrastructure, supply chain, and for the benefit of individual beneficiaries. Besides this, another fund, FIDF, Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund, at the size of 7,522 crores, has been arranged to boost the sector. Difficulty in this sector is not less. Although almost all the dimensions of this sector has been incentivized, be it mariculture, aquaculture, RAS, ornamental fish culture, seaweed culture, preparation of hatchery, and fish feed plants. In all these fields, a lucrative subsidy has been granted, that is 40 and 60%. But it has been proved that it is very difficult to ground all these things. Why? Because of the bureaucratic bottleneck, lack of knowledge about the system, methodology of getting loan, subsidy and starting the project among the common man. It has been very difficult. Now the challenge before us is to reach the ambitious target that we have taken, to double the farmers' income, to double our export, and to multiply our production. So Government of India has explored another field, that is deep sea fishing. Earlier we did not have deep sea vessels. Now deep sea vessels are prepared by hundreds and have been distributed to farmers with a subsidized rate. In some part of the country, and this is to be done in the entire country. How to double the farmers' income, how to raise our economy to the ambitious target that is fixed by our Honorable Prime Minister, to raise our economy to $5 trillion economy. So for that, we have to reduce the cost of production of the farmers. And for that, we have to reduce the post-harvest loss. We have to provide him easy and cheaper system of storage. Because when the farmer goes for selling it in the market and the rate comes down, he is compelled to sell it in a distressed price. So if there would be sufficient arrangement for storage, then he will not be forced to for distressed sale. For persons who have done insurance, after their death, they are eligible to get 2 lakh rupees under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. But for fishermen, I am happy to say that our Honorable Prime Minister have been kind enough to grant 5 lakh rupees as a insurance policy grant. Difficulties in the ground is how to give them e-market access, because now that big expo is not possible, you are conducting it virtually. So similarly, the market has been disturbed due to this corona, and we have to boost the supply chain. A robust supply chain is quite essential. To promote exports, we need a stronger mechanism and a conducive ecosystem. There should be exports. Some portals have been developed, but awareness about these portals and the methodology among the farmers and the entrepreneurs is quite essential. To allow the farmers and the industrialists to get easy cash flow, easy credit flow from the banks and other non-banking organizations is another big challenge. Some intermediary systems should be developed so that banks do not harass our entrepreneurs. And it is also essential to provide proper training to our fishers, fishermen, fish farmers and our businessmen engaged in this fishery sector. For that we need more training institutes. Short-term training courses should be developed, which is quite essential. Our scientists are engaged in research work. They are getting many new dimensions of knowledge. But if it is stored in the four walls of laboratory, it has no meaning. It should come out, and the findings, the results of their research should be the common property of each farmer. Then only our nation can prosper. To provide proper training, we need not only experts from the laboratory, but also we need from experts from the vigor laboratory, that is nature. Those who are engaged in farming and getting experience every day. These common farmers, they may not be educated, but their experience is a bigger teacher than the scientists in the laboratory. So there should be a transfer of knowledge and technology among the farmers and the scientists. Each should enrich other. To provide handholding support, some intermediary organization or industrial houses should come. And we know that our potentiality is enough, our strength is enough, but unless it is manifested, unless it is drawn out and it is made useful, it has no meaning. More fish production, more fish feed plant and more hatcheries, more markets are quite essential. Because if everybody goes on farming and have no market, then there will be forced for distressal. And if a number of farmers is increased by leaps and bounds, and there is no hatchery nearby, they will run for 300-400 kilometers, then their cost of production will be increased. So for that we need a comprehensive ecosystem for that. To increase survival rate, we need more scientific intervention. Now it is 30-40%. We can raise it to 70%, 80%, because in many of our institutions, in SIFA and other institutions, the technology has been applied. But if in this field they will exhibit all these expertise, it will become useless. They should come to rural areas and apply this technology, train our fish farmers with this technology so that their survival rate will be increased by 70% or 80%, so that their cost of production will be reduced and they will earn more money. Those who are working day and night, the styling masses, are not getting a good and handsome income. So our sole aim should be to train our people, to enrich them with this technology so that their income will be raised and they will get nutritious food. Fish is the cheapest source of protein. We can address the problem of malnutrition, unemployment through this fishery sector. So a revolutionary step has been taken by Government of India, but people are not aware of these government schemes. So there should be proper training classes to train our people about the benefit of these government schemes. Unless they register, they cannot get the insurance benefit. Government has declared that 100 villages this year will be taken as an integrated fish farming villages. All round development of these villages, their income, employment and education will be taken care of. 7 crore rupees is sanctioned for each village, and laboratories will be incentivized. More technicians will be engaged. Entrepreneurs interested in this field will be given 40% subsidy for starting their laboratory, and these laboratories are 2 types. One is static, another is mobile. Mobile laboratories will go with a 35 lakhs fund size, in which government's contribution is 40% for general and 60% for SC, ST and women entrepreneurs. They will go from village to village and test the soil, health of the fish, health of the standard of the fish feed and others and medicines. So these laboratories will also contribute much for the growth of this sector. Research, innovation, development is the order of the day, and our fishery department is doing marvelous things in this field. And I think that with stalwarts like you, champions like you, this sector will flourish and standard of living of our people will be increased, and we will do miracles in the field of developing our economy to a $5 trillion economy and creating more employment, more income to our common mass. With this, I conclude. Namaste.